back on the Morning Brew with Friends with our friend Sean Patrick, who's kind of a recent transplant to New Mexico from the Silicon Valley, where you were
7 months.
You were doing startups out there, and you're trying to bring a lot of that here. And you're with StartUp Santa Fe, and StartUp Santa Fe has this grand new kind of approach to doing startups in Santa Fe, right?
That's right.
And tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. Basically what we did is we put together a strategy called StartUp Santa Fe and proposed that to the city of Santa Fe as a public-private partnership.
Well, Santa Fe kind of even got the jump on you because they said, we want to do something more, and you guys really responded to that, right?
That's true. There was some collaboration prior to that, but I think the subject has been brewing for a long time. Right. How can Santa Fe provide some leadership? How can it help cultivate the spirit of entrepreneurism?
Right.
Well,
Albuquerque, we've been doing a great job at it. Young guys like Scott and At Payne, all the folks that are here today have been really doing a whole lot to launch startups here. But Santa Fe didn't seem to have that traction. Yeah. You know, especially in that high-tech world. It's the way that Albuquerque is looking at growing its economy. For sure. Well, was there a tipping point in Santa Fe for something that they said we need to
I don't think so. I think it's more just to provide the leadership they can provide. They are the marketing channel for the state. They are the state capital. You know, it was really just an exploration of what was missing in the environment and what could we bring to bear to sort of fuel inject some of the efforts around startups. So part of that is to launch a site called startupsantafe.com.
A website that is that.
Yeah, and it's sort of a match.com for ideas. So we want to empower people with their own ideas to get access to the resources, the tools, the incubators, the workshops, all of these different various resources that are available in the community. And this is you and Bon Macy. And Bon's been around trying to do this on the ground, I know, for a long, long time. Bon Macy and Justin Green, both out of Santa Fe, are helping me with the project, and along with Creative Santa Fe, which is the nonprofit that partnered with the city. Right, and you guys have a big event tomorrow night. We do, yeah. One of the things that we're bringing here is the Founder Institute. They're the world's premier accelerator. Explain what accelerator is real quick, because it's one of those things that if you're not really deeply involved in the whole startup world, a business accelerator is one of those things that you don't necessarily know about. Sure. It's like a 12-week education program focused on tech startups. It brings the best practices of Silicon Valley startups here and educates people on how to ideate, how to move a startup through to getting it financed and move it out to market. So it's a quick launch thing. It's this thing so that if you have an idea, if you have your own little startup, this is a way that you can get some funding, you can get some help, you get some I mean, everyone has great ideas, but it's the training around that. You know, how do you make sure that you've vetted that idea? How do you build a team around that idea? How do you bring that idea to market? Right. So. And the idea is in 12 weeks, you basically have a company that you can throw into the wild and have it done. That's right. When is the class going to start, and how do you apply for that? You can apply online. You can actually check that out at our website. We have a link going through to Founder Institute there. We're looking at launching the class in May. This year. Excellent. And this is all through Startup Santa Fe, but you guys actually won kind of a city RFP even to do this. We did. Really? We did. Yeah. No, it was important to get the city to lead. Again, what we want to be is an agnostic, unifying force throughout New Mexico. So we want to provide leads to the nonprofits, educational programs, workshops, and then provide a marketing channel for them, so we can broadcast the news from the state into other states. We are competing with them. Yeah, so. we are. And we're competing not just with states anymore. We're competing with universities. We're competing with communities. You know, we're looking at, I know a big part of Innovate ABQ that we were talking about earlier is part of the. You're looking at competing with Arizona. You're competing with Austin, Texas. You know, how do we set ourselves apart? How do you say there is ideas and there are people in Santa Fe? I mean, well, very capable. Like for the Founder Institute, for example, they've now successfully exported their program into 85 cities around the world. They've created $10 billion in market cap and 1,500 graduates and 10,000 jobs. So it's huge. If that can happen in Kabul, Afghanistan, it can happen here. Right. So yeah. Santa Fe's a little bit ahead of the curve on that, I think. Yeah. But what gives you the cred to do some of this startup stuff? You come from that world. Yes. No, I was born and raised in Silicon Valley, so since I was 19 is when I got involved in my first startup. I've been a part of 16 venture-funded startups as either a senior executive or a founder, raising over $100 million. So and I love done a few. For the first startup to actually do voice, kind of like pre-Siri voice stuff, right? Yeah, yeah. No, we did actually. Yeah, that was a company called Jacent, and we figured out how to take pizza orders over the telephone and connected that up to POS systems like for Pizza Hut. So that was
amazing.
Challenging.
I'm sure back in the day, before any of this, before the iPhone, it was space age technology.
And it was natural language too. So we were just half pepperoni, half combination.
And people in the Siri, what was it called, Jason?
Yeah.
And Jason could just get that over the phone.
Yeah,
That's
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. The errors were hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, the Founders Institute event tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Santa Fe.
That's right. At 6 p.m. at Warehouse 21.
And it's just open to anybody, right?
It is.
It should be a fun time. Check it out, and you can learn all about startups and all about what these guys' plans are tomorrow night. There's going to be actually an all-star group of guests at that one, too.
Yeah, Lee Zlotoff, the creator of MacGyver.
And then Alan Weber, founder of Fast Company magazine. There's going to be a bunch. So check that out tomorrow night. We're going to be back with a whole bunch more on the Morning Brew with Friends, including some more startups. It should be great.